Hi, it's Laura from Hyperstamper. I have another junk journal here, and this one I used a vintage book, and then I covered it up with a 1920s music sheet, and I love the title and I love the font. Nightingale's Echo Song. I thought that was lovely. I just put it's modern trim here. It's actually a tassel from a vintage table runner. Little piece of vintage lace there. And inside this pocket here is two postcards, both English, and one is from 1903. It's one of the oldest ones I have, and this one is from 1908. And I just have to say this cracks me up. So this one, back in 1903, the message is, "Dear Gladys, I hope you arrived home quite safe after a pleasant holiday, from Addie." Now, Addie, you had to buy a stamp. You had to walk to the post office. A horse had to drive from Surrey to Lewisham. Probably took days. She gets the postcard, and all it says is, "I hope you got home safe." So now she's probably going to send a postcard back to Gladys saying, "I hope this postcard finds you well. We arrived home safe." It's like, really, people? You think all these postcards are kind of the same. They don't really say what's happening in their lives, just that they hope the postcard finds them well and that they arrived home safe. So I just thought that was a funny thing I would share with you. Not like nowadays when we text somebody, we have to give them every detail of our lives. Anyways, this beautiful journal is from a vintage book, like I said, and it is National Velvet. Now this was a journal I made previously, and again, my first week of January is just revamping all of the journals that were still sitting in my Etsy shop. This one's from 1935, so it's actually almost 100-year-old book. Some wonderful child over the last, I would say probably just a few years, took a pen to this one. And so I left that in also so that you could see the date there. And that's the original images and illustrations that are throughout the book by what was apparently at the time a famous artist. So let's take a little journey through this wonderful journal here. I'm going to zoom in a bit and see what we have. So this one has this gorgeous pressed flower that I actually found in the National Velvet book. Kind of looks like baby's breath. And then just some antique paper back here stuffed inside, and you can also journal on the back there. This lovely photograph from 1937 in Massachusetts. This wonderful lady standing by a rock, probably on a hike, and that came right out of the photo album there. And then I've got this banknote here. It's a German one again, and it's from 1924, and it expires in 2025. So it expires in a few years. And that is one of the Guards Watchman's dials that we love so much from the 1890s. A vintage dictionary page and vintage cookbook page. And that's a 1955 American Highways Road Map page. This is from a botanicals book. Look at these lovely images. Aren't they gorgeous? Even though they're black and white, they're just stunning. A vintage doily here that I turned into a pocket. And I've got the Pearl Shop receipt from the 50s. And then the Cote Brothers ink, also from the 50s. And that one's from Massachusetts. The other one from Cincinnati. I love that shoemaker up there. This is just a piece of vintage upholstery fabric, and underneath I put an antique page for hidden journaling spot. Some really fun clusters in here that I added. This is a really cool little thing. It was a charge plate. You know, the back in the day when Visa and MasterCard did that. So that's probably from the 60s, maybe earlier. Isn't that cool? Put that right back in there. You can't use it, by the way. Nice try, though. Theater World magazine from 1958. And this is from the early 1900s, this book page, the lovely little illustration there. And another postcard. So this journal has 3 antique postcards. And this one is quite lovely. And actually, they have more to say in this one. And that one is from Halifax. How beautiful is that? And that's a color postcard, so that's quite lovely. A 1930s community chest. You inherit $100. That's a good one to get when you're playing Monopoly. And this is from the 1941 Beacon Lodge, pardon me, still have cold, Beacon Lodge roll book. 1950s magazine page there, full page spread. A journaling tag that I made out of antique paper. A ledger page here as well from the 20s, and another plate from a book here. Pardon me, I'm so sorry. From the early 1900s again. Children wrote in their books there. Just a little hidden spot there with an antique paper tucked inside. And just a little vintage page here on botanicals. A almanac page from 1938 from Paris, France. And a ballroom dancing page from the 50s. I love that. Vintage sewing page. A 1950s bingo card. And over here, this is a page from the original book here, National Velvet. Look at that beautiful artwork. And so there's lots of space to journal in there. I thought that should live with the journal. Another great page from the Beacon Lodge. This one's 1944. Another plate from a history book here. Sewing another pattern or another tuck spot here with a journaling tag. And that's that almanac page. More clusters for you here. And this is a book or a music sheet book insert. Pearl shop receipt from the 50s, another one there. And just a French page here from an antique book. And I put some more antique paper inside for more journaling spots. Bloop. Well, I won't do that with the condition I'm in now. I'll probably tear it. And a vintage bird book page here. And this is a great page from the Joyous Travelers from the early 1900s. And then this here is from a book from 1900. It's very rare that you see it say 1900. Usually it's 1900 something, but I thought that was kind of cool. So I left that one intact. I hope it survives. It's quite brittle. If it tears off, just tuck it back in or glue it down. I can't help always when they're brittle beyond repair, but I do like to include them anyways because they're so historical. There's that music sheet from 1924. And that brings us to the end of the book. In the back, I just tucked this little magazine page here because it matched the colors of the original book cover. So that's on Etsy, hyperstamper.etsy.com. I hope you'll visit again soon. Bye for now.